All right, welcome to the 413 Strong podcast. I'm your host, Doug Odom, owner and founder of 413 Barbell Club, a community for busy Christians, especially busy Christian fathers that want to achieve their fitness goals without sacrificing faith or family, and also want to grow spiritually. So, we have, if my math is correct, just off the top of my head, 41 days left in 2023. It's been a great year. And for many of you, I know that you've not hit your fitness goal that you set for yourself on January 1st. Or maybe you started a cut in March, April, May, even in June, hoping to get shredded for summer or whatever it may be. Maybe you had a goal weight. I'm going to be 190 pounds, 180 pounds. Maybe it was a body fat percentage. Maybe you were doing like one of those scans at a gym. Maybe you just, wanted to feel healthier, more energetic. And I feel like more times than not, when I talk to guys, the goals didn't happen on their own. And often it's like I didn't have enough information. So, first off, I want to say this. It's the week of Thanksgiving. Personally, I just got done cooking a ham for my wife's work. I absolutely soaked that thing in a can of Coke, so you know it's going to be good. I didn't really soak it in a can of Coke, but it did look good. Um, Not because I cooked it, just because I don't know if you stick it in the oven and follow them directions, you can't really mess it up. So, but it looked good, made me hungry. But I am doing a giveaway this week, and unless you're allergic to making gains or burning fat, I would enter this giveaway because it's for 12 weeks of training free. You get a free 12-week program. That means you're on my training platform. You're in the 413 Barbell Club for free. All you have to do is like my video I posted today, like my reel. Make sure you're following me. And then this is the thing how I'm going to pick the winner. Comment on the post or send me a message. Why should you win? Why should you win? I need a good reason. Because, if it's like a one or two word answer, okay, I need a good reason why you should win. How will this program benefit you? What have you been through this year? What have you tried? Because I can promise you this, there's all the information in the world on the internet. So why isn't everybody jacked and shredded? Because information isn't the answer. You need support. You need to be a part of a community. And that's why I called this 413 Barbell Club, not 413 something or another. I wanted it to be a club, a community with members that are excited to be there, that are, giving to the club by sharing wins. So, anyway, I am doing the giveaway this week. I'm announcing the winner on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So, you've got until then to like the reel, follow me, and last but not least, leave a comment or send me a message. Why should you win? All right, but let's begin on with it. We got 41 days left. Before I talk about the three things I would do to get the best, absolute best I could in the next 41 days, we got to do this segment. I've changed the name to this segment. We're calling it "Haters Gonna Hate," navigating the negative. Haters gonna hate, navigating the negative. I have way too much fun with this. Okay, so here's a comment I got on a reel I posted on, basically saying why you shouldn't. The reel I posted was saying why just copying Chris Bumstead's workout won't make you look like Chris Bumstead, right? You can't just copy someone's routine and expect to look like that person. And especially if you're a busy dad, you don't have time to do that. Your body can't recover to do that workout because you're not taking you shouldn't be taking any steroids at all, much less Mr. Olympia steroids. Um, anyway, this guy took all kinds of offense to that. And what's odd was his profile said he was a Christian. Um, I don't know, but anyway, we ended up having to block him because he was just sending me a bunch of messages saying I needed to be careful, and I was, uh, I don't know, maybe he was high or something. But here was his comment. Um, First, he said, "Why should I not train like C-Bum?" And I said, "Well, most guys, if they're a busy father, simply don't have the time or the capacity to recover. Yeah, and training like C-Bum won't make you look like C-Bum," which is exactly what I said in the video, which tells me he didn't even watch the whole thing. And then he said, "I'm natural and train like a pro." That's impressive, but um, you know, not likely, but impressive if you can. He said, "So does my coach." Okay, and at this point, I'm like, hey, remember, by the way, volume, being able to do more volume does not give you a golden ticket. It's not a badge of honor. You don't get a cookie because I do 40 sets per week. You only do 15 or whatever. I mean, that's if anything a negative thing. You have to do more to get the same result. Um, and he said, "I'm also a busy dad," and I'm just like, buddy, if you're doing Chris Bumstead's workouts, you are not that busy because those are long workouts. I know his YouTube videos are 30 minutes, honey, but that doesn't mean his workouts are 30 minutes. He's resting in between sets. He goes heavy and intense. And normally, the greater the intensity, like the heavier you go, the lower the volume needs to be. But when you're Mr. Olympia, he's doing both because he's has the enhancements to do both. So anyway, obviously this guy's not too busy. And he said, um, stating compounds, talking about what I said, stating compounds over machines and kettlebells doesn't make much sense either. Machines are ideal for growth and time restrictions. You should be careful. I don't think that word compound, I don't think you know what it means, man. Compound means more than one, right? So you're targeting and hitting more than one muscle at once. So when you are doing a compound movement, for example, um, barbell overhead press, you're hitting your shoulders, you're hitting your triceps, you're even hitting your abs a little bit. You're hitting multiple things at once. Whereas if you do a shoulder machine, you're likely just hitting shoulders mostly. Maybe a little bit of triceps, but not to the same extent. So you are literally getting more bang for your buck with compound movements, working more things at once, which saves you time, which is part of the whole point. Whereas machines, you have to isolate more, which can be good for growth. Just most people don't have the time for that. So context is always important, guys. And occasionally people see my content and they go berserk because they don't understand the context I'm speaking in. And clearly, this guy was not quite as busy as he thinks he was. Let's get on to it. 3 ways to make the most out of your gains the remaining of 2023 in the next 41 days. All right. And like I said, I talked to a lot of guys that have set a hefty fat loss goal this year. It didn't quite happen. Let's do some things to fix it. All right. First of all, make sure you're weight training for strength, not for getting a pump, not for shocking the muscle. And you may say, "Now, Doug, my goal is muscle." Training for strength doesn't necessarily build muscle, does it? My personal opinion is that a guy can put whatever arbitrary number you want. He can make. How do you block people? Jesus, we're not going to go fund anything. But a guy can make 90% of his gains from just getting as strong as possible. That means you want a bigger chest, get a bigger bench press, flat bench press. You want bigger legs, get a bigger squat. Now, the one trick to this, the only issue is sometimes there's injury histories. Like maybe you had a football injury, maybe something happened to you, maybe you got a bad lower back, and sometimes there has to be considerations made. But for most guys, You need to just focus on the compounds and get stronger. And there is a threshold. Once you get to a certain strength level, getting even stronger doesn't do you any more good. But 99% of the time, the guys I talk to, they're not at this threshold yet. So train to get stronger. That's why I'm telling you that. And by the way, you can do that by just training 3 days a week. The workouts can be under 45 minutes. All right? This is real talk. This is not what they tell you in the personal trainer training certifications. This is not what uh, the personal trainers will tell you at gyms, because they get less money if it's not an hour session and it's only 3 days a week. Number two, track calories on the weekend and follow that day you tracked the whole week. So what I mean is, whenever you have some time, like on a Saturday, I want you to say what I want to eat this week. Put it in MyFitnessPal. You're designing your own meal plan, and try to keep it. Find a calorie calculator if you need to. You can multiply your body weight times different things. It just gives you a starting point. The bottom line is, if you're losing about 1% of your body weight per week, that's a good number to be at. So you play around until you're losing about 1% of your body weight per week. And anyway, make yourself a meal plan each week. We're eating the same things each day to stay consistent. And that will help you make. Here we go. Boom. Sorry, I had to block somebody. That will make you get the best result. And I know some people are going to be, well, that's boring, Doug. I don't want to eat the same thing every day. You can eat different stuff at dinner. Eat with your family. But those routine meals, waking up and eating breakfast, lunch, some snacks in between, eat the same thing every day. If you're serious about fat loss, stick to it and enjoy a treat meal once a week or so. And then number three, and look, I know this isn't like, revolutionary stuff. You're like, Doug, I'm very disappointed. This is very basic. Nobody does this consistently. And I know you don't, or else you would have hit your goal this year. All right? It's really this simple. Number three, make sure you're sleeping at least 7 hours. Now, if you have an iPhone, you go in and you set your sleep schedule. And I don't know, this is so fun for me. You can say, I want to go to bed at 9 o'clock, and I'm going to wake up at 4:30 to go to the gym. All right? That's 7.5 hours. Okay? Practice good sleep hygiene. Have a cold, dark room. Make sure you've had some protein before bed. For me personally, it helps to have a full stomach as well. But if you're cutting, you may have to go to bed hungry, but just make sure you've had like some protein and fats before bed. And avoid carbs just to cut calories somehow. And make sure you get a good night's sleep. If you need to take some zinc and magnesium, that's a great option. Even if you talk to your doctor, you want to take something like melatonin. I know some people say melatonin give them nightmares. I feel like melatonin just kind of puts you in since it, artificially puts the melatonin in your body, it just helps you sleep better, helps you have dreams, and you're just dreaming, like you normally would if you normally slept that good. And so it gives you dreams because you're sleeping better. So whatever's on the inside comes out. And if that's nightmares coming out, I think, maybe there's a reason for that. But I don't think melatonin, quote unquote, gives you nightmares. Melatonin just helps you sleep better, and whatever, is in your subconscious comes out in the dreams or whatever. So, personally, I have some really fun dreams with melatonin. Last night I had a dream. I was scuba diving and I was terrified. I said, you're going to have to shove me off this boat, and they did. And a bunch of killer whales were under there, and they started coming towards me. And then all of a sudden, they flipped me up in the air and were doing tricks with me. And so, it was not a nightmare. It was like a funny dream. But anyway, do what you have to do within reason, talk to your doctor about different supplements, but get at least 7 hours of sleep. Because if you don't, you will not make the progress. Getting less than 7 hours of sleep can worsen your results for fat loss or building muscle by up to 40%. So make sure you're getting 7 hours of sleep. My second point was track your calories just one day. And the reason we just do it one day is so you don't have to spend time tracking every day. If you're going to eat the same thing every day, you only need to track one day. And then my first point was make sure you're weight training for strength, not just for pumps and randomizing. 3 days a week, focusing on getting stronger on compound lifts. Works for strength and building muscle because there's a certain threshold of strength where you can do both strength train and build muscle at the same time. And most of you are not at that strength threshold yet where you can, where you're strong enough yet. When you get past that threshold, sure, strength training just kind of makes it harder, to keep getting results because you're so strong. You have to train so heavy, and that's not great for your joints. But until you get to that strength threshold, you need, in my opinion, my humble opinion, from 7 years of training and what I've personally seen, along with what the old school guys, the guys that were actually drug free, making amazing results, what they were doing, you need to absolutely train for strength. So, appreciate you guys watching. Remember, my giveaway, like I said, unless you are allergic to burning fat or building muscle, I would enter this giveaway for a free 12-week program because you're going to love being in the 413 Barbell Club. All you have to do is like the video, follow me, and leave a comment or send me a message why you should win and how being in this program would affect your life. All right? Appreciate you guys watching. 2023 is not over. Let's make the most of it. All right? Use these 3 tips I gave you today to do so, and hope you all have the best day.